Alright, I'm trying this for like the 4th time, but these are the KPH40s, the successor to the KPH30i. So you'd think these are called the KPH40i, but no, these are the KPH40s, the successor to the KPH30i. These are made by Koss, and these are lovely. They're absolutely lovely. In terms of sound, in terms of comfort, in terms of the way they're built, and in terms of price. These are $40. They're $40. Like, you just stop watching now and go buy them. Oh wait, you can't buy them anymore. They're completely sold out, and they've been sold out for weeks. Then how do I have them now, you ask? Well, I was one of the first people to order them the day they were in stock on Amazon. I have the 101st pair. The reason I know that is because I looked at the serial number on the box and I was able to decode it to figure out that these are the 101st pair. That's like, yes, I know, I'm insane. I'm not even going to go into detail on how I bought these because I have no form of electronic currency. To compare these to the 30i's, these are godlike. The 30i's were made of plastic. These are made of Teflon coated stainless steel, which look, 0 fingerprints. These are beautiful, well, beautiful, and you know what, they actually are kind of good, cool looking. Like, you get yourself a Walkman and a Sex Pistols tape and you're good. So, or you can get a FIO, or you could get a FIO M3K. Wait, did it? No, you, God, I keep reviewing, now I'm reviewing things that you just can't get anymore. These are gone too. I don't know what happened to them, so I don't know, just get out of here. As you can see, there's a cable here, and there's not a cable here, which kind of gave it away that removable cable. The 30i's didn't have that, and pretty much all the other headphones I own don't have that, except for maybe my KZZSNs, but I don't really count those because I barely use them, and I stopped using them because it caused a problem with earwax getting stuck way deep down in my ear where I don't want it to be. So that's not what we're here for. Yeah, KPH30i's were made of plastic. This is made of metal. The 30i's had like a comfort strap thing here made out of silicone. That was reasonably comfortable. To be clear, I did have a set of KPH30i's, but I gave them away to one of my friends because, well, I was gonna get these. Also, the 30i's are $30. These are the KPH40s, and they're $40. It makes sense. So on the 30i's, the ear cups, or I don't even know what you'd call these, they're not really cups, they're kind of just like pads. The 30i's, they didn't swivel. They were completely rigid, and they clamped super tight. I'm talking like harder than a brand new set of Grados. And if you own a set of Grados, you know exactly what I'm talking about. These are actually have been modded a little bit. You see how the ear cups are kind of loose? See how kind of far away they are? Out of the box, they were like this. They clamped not overwhelmingly tight, but they were a little tight. So what I did was I did what I would do with my Grados. I bent them into shape. And what that happened was this, and now they just hover. It's almost like they're not even there, but they still are clamped to my head, which is great because comfort is a huge thing with headphones. Like, my Grados are on-ear headphones, and I've adjusted them to fit to my head, but after like half an hour, I gotta take them off because they're on my ear, and they touch every single part of my ear, including the back of my ear, which is the pinna. And when that thing gets pushed against the back of my head for a long period of time, it is not fun. Like, to define the term comfortable, they're not like Beyerdynamic DT770 comfortable, which actually do clamp really hard, so the foam in here does kind of touch the back of my ear, but I can wear these for way longer than my Grados. And speaking of, I actually got Grado 1000 pads for my Grados. These go over your ears because that's what the Grado 1000 series does, while the standard S-type pad, they sit on your ear. So yeah, but I use these on my Grados because these have more detail and a little bit better imaging, which is like positional thing, I don't know. Basically, if you're in a video game like CSGO or something like that, and you need to know where a player is just by hearing where they are, That's what imaging is. It's like positional detection or something like that. You can point to where instruments are coming from, basically. With these, you get better soundstage, which means, you know, how 3D it sounds, how far away something sounds, but you sacrifice the imaging. But here's what these do way better. Bass. Huge bass. I mean, like, these were revealing sub-bass notes that I had no idea were in music on a set of Grados, which have 0 sub-bass, so it's insane what a pad swap can do. But I'm not talking about my Grados, I'm talking about these absolutely beautiful things. So, now to talk about sound. The KPH40Is were kind of dark, meaning the detail was a little bit suppressed, and the bass was a little bit elevated, and the mids were kind of, it was good. The mids were good. So, you know, you get a little bit reduced soundstage, and you get a little bit, you know, just kind of in your head feeling, kind of like a set of in-ears or earbuds or whatever you have, which was fine. I like dark sounding headphones because it sounds different than everything else I have. Like my Grados, which I would bring over, but I don't have them near me, so it's gonna take me too long to go grab them. My Grados are very detailed. They don't have a lot of bass or anything like that. They just have very, very nice treble, very accurate mid-range, and then they just have a big roll-off in the bass, which is fine. I mean, the bass is still there, but that's about it. Like, it's there. It's not pronounced, it's not thumpy, it's snappy. That's how I describe it. I describe it as snappy. It's very tight. It's not overly pronounced, it's not boomy, it's not woofy, it's just there. Now, I'm gonna put down these. These, I already showed them, DT770 Pro. These are the 80 ohms, so you can run them out of anything, almost anything. Just by looking at these, which one do you think has more bass? The huge studio cans with like a 10-foot cable and these massive, super soft pads. Just, I mean, very, very nice. Or the public library looking headphones. Which one has more bass? Okay, time's up. If you said these had more bass, you're wrong. I don't know how you do it. This is an open set of cans, and they're tiny. They're probably like the size of like a dollar coin or something like that. And these have huge bass. I have Koss. How do you get huge bass from this teeny tiny little open back driver? It's amazing. These actually kind of lack in bass. I'm gonna pull up a graph and what the graph looks like in SonarWorks in post. You'll see in the 200 hertz range, there's like a 5 decibel dip, which is actually a very important range in the bass because that's what makes things punchy. But when you don't have that, you lose a lot of detail in the bass region. So that's why I only use these for like simulations that I make in SonarWorks. So yeah, I mean, on their own they're good, but I wouldn't really use them for mixing and mastering because I don't use these for mixing, or I do use them, but I have a profile in SonarWorks that I use for mixing. So these, somehow they have a league better bass in terms of amount. I mean, the quality of the bass, these are king. These are, you know, they're $40, so you're not gonna get like studio quality sound, but get out of here. Get. Bass is clean, it is punchy, so all of it's there. It's mostly mid bass. It's not really a lot of sub bass, but I mean, there is sub bass, it's just not a lot. Like, if I were to think about how these sound, it's like a hard cutoff at like 50 hertz maybe, and then there's an elevation throughout all the bass, and the mids are pretty flat. They sound pretty nice, and then the detail is probably a little bit recessed, so they sound great. Now, I think I already went over comfort, but again, like these ear cups swivel and articulate a lot so they can fit your head. The 30Is didn't do any of that, so I mean, these are automatically better, and they have a removable cable. Like, look at this thing. It's the tiny little 2.5 millimeter that terminates in a 3.5 millimeter, but notice this is a 4-pole, meaning it's got the 3 black rings, and this is a 2-pole or a 3-pole. It's got 2 black rings. What that means is this is balanced. I mean, not this cable specifically. This is a single-ended thing, and this is balanced. Alright, you know what? Ugh. Oh. It seems you've once again caught me in my editing room editing. I didn't like the way I explained this in the first take of this, so I'm just gonna do it again. Balanced means that each driver has its own positive and negative, and single-ended means that each driver has its own positive, but it shares a negative. So if there's negative pulses on the left channel, it'll interfere with the right channel because the negatives are shared. So balanced, having, you know, separate positives and negatives, it means there will be no interference, and therefore it will actually sound better, but I obviously don't have a balanced cable or a balanced amplifier. This is a single-ended amplifier. Look, it's got the 2-pole, it's got a 3-pole, it's not balanced. So yeah, no balanced output, but technically those are balanced if you get the lightning or the USB-C connector. But obviously, you know, this is single-ended that goes to balance, so you're gonna get the interference. But what Koss has done is you can buy cables that terminate in this end to go to the headphones, but instead of a 3.5mm, you can get them in a lightning or a USB-C end. Genius. That's awesome. But the cables cost more than the headphones. The lightning cable and the USB-C cable both cost $45. These are $40. Koss, why? It's a piece of copper in this actually really nice kind of rubber coating. Like, $45? I can buy a balanced cable from Meze for that much, maybe. I might be wrong. I'm probably wrong. I don't know. I can buy like a Hi-Fi Dingy's cable or something like that for $20. Koss, I would buy this for like $15, not $45. Are you kidding me? But it doesn't matter because I don't use my phone for music. I normally use this, my Fio M3K, which you also can't get anymore. Like, I don't know. I wonder if they've either discontinued this or everybody's bought them for one reason or another. But Fio M3K is actually a very nice little nugget. Yeah, there's the dingus end. The one thing goes in here and the one thing goes in here. Put on some Black Sabbath and you're having a really, really nice listening session. And also, if you plug these into an amplifier, they sound even better. These are 60 ohm drivers, which means that's like the natural electrical resistance of the driver, which has wires in it to make magnetic things happen. Yeah, there's different resistances, like my Grados here, which don't have pads on them because I have them over there. These are 32 ohms, meaning the driver in here has a long enough coil or big enough coil that has enough windings to add up to 32 ohms. It's just electrical resistance, meaning like I can't even come up with a good analogy. But basically, the higher the amount of ohms for a driver, the more power you need to drive them. Now, these are 60 ohms and like Apple EarPods are like 40 ohms. But so you'd think like, oh, well, you're gonna need more power to drive these, but not really, because these go on your ear. They are right up there. Like they're right there on your ear. So it really doesn't matter the electrical resistance. I mean, there's also sensitivity and whatever, which is like anything below 100 decibels is less sensitive and anything above 100 decibels is more sensitive. These are like 100 decibel sensitivity at 60 ohms, but they go right on your ear, so it really doesn't matter. Now you'll see these are 80 ohms, which means you don't really have to use an amplifier, but these benefit really well from an amplifier. Like I have my shit Magni over there, which for a budget amplifier does amazing things. It's insane. 2.4 watts at 32 ohms per channel. Like here's how much power that is. This is like maybe 50 milliwatts, maybe 100, I'm not sure, but that's milliwatts. That's one 1,000th of a watt. and there's 100 of them maybe. That's 2,400 milliwatts. So it's probably enough to destroy my Grados, but really not enough to do anything to these, except for turn them into speakers. You can literally just have them like this, or something like that, and plug them into the Magni, put it on high gain, and crank it, and they're speakers now. They're not headphones, they're speakers. It's insane. It's insane the amount of power. Because that's $100, the Magni. Yeah, not even $100, $99 for something that powerful. It's, I don't know, just $40. Go buy them when they're in stock again. Because, like, if I were to compare these to the Apple EarPods, these are heaven. They have all the detail. They have all the bass and mids. They do all of it. They do everything. They do have some soundstage, but because they're so close to your ear, there's not a lot of it. There's good imaging, meaning positional detection. So yeah, like things like vinyl. This was just laying here. This is actually a good album. If you ever get the chance to listen to it, do it. The Doors, Waiting for the Sun. Like vinyl and stuff sounds amazing out of these. The Black Sabbath, more modern bassy things. Like these do everything. Like if you got nice acoustics, like pianos, acoustic guitars, violins, amazing. Or if you got like big, heavy, bassy rap music or whatever the heck you listen to, amazing. Metallica, don't even, like, there's no question about it. Amazing. So yeah, if you get the chance to buy them, you better pounce on it because they are that good. So yeah, in the next decade, whenever they come back in stock, it's a must-have. They're amazing. That's kind of all I have to say.